UFC 321 is this Saturday, and these are my fight predictions. So let's get right into it. The first fight of the night, we got Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki. Not very interesting in my opinion, but I do have Jacqueline winning. And for the second fight, we got Azat Maxim versus Mitch Raposo. I don't think Mitch is very good, and Maxim is levels ahead of him in my opinion. So I'm gonna pick Azat Maxim to win this fight. Now this fight I am a bit more interested in because it's Hamdi Abdelwahab versus Chris Barnett. We haven't seen Barnett fight for a little while. Like to see how he's improved, if he has improved at all. And then we just seen Hamdi Abdelwahab lose his last fight to Muhammad Usman. So this is a very interesting fight. I'd like to see how it plays out, but I do have my pick, Hamdi Abdelwahab. And I also think Barnett is just getting too old for this. He's 39 years old, and yeah, this might be his retirement fight. Who knows? Now, this fight, Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Miguel Delgado. I'm a big fan of Jose. Very good striker, a lot of power in his hands, and Nathaniel Wood also very technical, very good fighter. And honestly, this fight is going to be really close, I think, but I'm leaning towards Jose to get the job done. This next fight is probably going to be a no-brainer for most people. Walter Walker taking on Louis Sutherland. Somewhat short notice, kind of. This fight was made, I think, 2 weeks ago. I have to double check that. But Walker, 14-1, just been on a absolute tear. So he is going to be my pick to win this fight. This next fight is going to be an absolute war. Ludwig Klein taking on Mateusz Ransbecki. Both guys, absolute savages. Ludwig Klein just lost to Mateusz Gamrot in a somewhat close fight, and then Ransbecki losing to Chris Duncan. Uh, both these guys love to throw. Absolute wars they've been in. But I'm going to have to give the win to Ludwig Klein. I just think he's younger and more hungry to win this fight and climb the rankings in the lightweight division. Next up, Ikram Aliskerov taking on Jun Park. This fight, I am interested in all UFC fights, but this one is not as interesting to me, honestly. I think what we're going to see is probably a round 1 KO by Ikram Aliskerov. Jun Park is a tank. He can take hella damage, but I think Ikram Aliskerov is just way too good, and he deserves to win this fight. And the final fight before the main card starts, Nasrat Haqparast versus Quillian Southfield. I'm gonna have to go with Quillian Southfield on this one. Nasrat is very good, very technical. This fight is a pick'em odds right now, but from every performance I've seen from Southfield, he just keeps getting better and better. He's still very young into his UFC career, and I think we might see a round 1 or round 2 knockout from Quillian Southfield. In the first fight to kick off the main card, Alexander Rakic is going to be taking on Azamat Mirzakhanov. I think although Mirzakhanov is 15-0 undefeated, he is getting quite old. He's 36. And Rakic, just out of his prime, lost to Yuri, lost to Ankalaev. But honestly, I think Rakic can take this fight. I think he can win. But more experience against higher ranked opponents, higher skilled guys, and Rizkanov is just kind of, I think he's too old to really hype up the light heavyweight division at all. Next fight, we got Alexander Volkov taking on Jailton Almeida. The last time I bet on Almeida to beat Blades, he folded like an omelet and sold my parlay. But since then, he's been on a 2-fight win streak, and I think he can beat Alexander Volkov just with pure wrestling. Time for Umar Nurmagomedov to take on Mario Bautista. Honestly, I don't think Bautista earned this fight at all. He beat a shitty patchy mix, and Umar had a kind of close fight with Marab. So I think he's working even harder since that loss, and I'm going to have to pick Umar to win. And now the rematch that basically nobody asked for. Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern for the women's strawweight title. I'm just going to have to go with Virna Jandiroba because she's on this big win streak. I know that Dern beat her in the first fight, but doesn't really mean nothing after all these years, so I'm going to have to go with Virna Jandiroba. Now time for the main event. Champion Tom Aspinall defends his heavyweight title against Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is very good striker. Tom Aspinall, very good striker, obviously. But this is Cyril Gane's third try at a title. And, I think this is going to be his last because I'm going to have to go with Tom Aspinall to win and retain his title. And then hopefully we either get Tom versus Jelton or Tom versus Alex would be awesome. I just think Tom is too explosive, too fast, and also has a better wrestling game than Cyril Gane. He's just really better than him everywhere. So it's pretty obvious pick. He's a pretty big favorite too. So, but best pick is probably going to be a round 1 KO. That's going to be it for my first predictions video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and comment, and also don't forget to subscribe. If you guys want to discuss anything in the comments, just drop a comment. I'll be able to message all and respond to all you guys. And hopefully I will have more videos out soon for other UFC cards.